On today's video, guys, I would like to speak for a massive trap that I believe will trap lots of retail investors like rats if it will play out the scenario that Bitcoin gonna go below 80K. Most of people right now have the hope Bitcoin to hold or to continue up. As I told you, I'm a big believer for a potential drop into two scenarios. First scenario, to drop to around 80K, 78K, 79K, to create here a double bottom and break out by the end days of April, early days of May. Not break out straight to an all-time high, but begin building some bullish trend line because we have ahead of us very bullish microeconomics and fundamental news in the upcoming months, Anyway, and the other scenario is to drop back to 73K with, some daily close, maybe 72, 71, as a bad scenario to 68, 69, but not closing the daily candles at that low. Probably the daily candles are going to close around here, 73, 72, around there is the second scenario. Okay, so where I see the trap, if you're going to see Bitcoin below 80K, you're going to see very big misery around. Lots of retail investors will sell their bags because they're going to be convinced that we are in a bear market and we are about to head lower. They're going to panic out and they're going to sell instead of buy and DCA. And this is actually where the mistake going to happen because they're going to do this move without taking care the fundamentals, without paying attention on the upcoming FOMC meetings. The rate cuts are in the corner. QT is slowing down. QE is going to begin soon. Okay, we don't know how soon, but we have predictions that QT is ending up before May. So if it will end up, QE is very close as well. So we are very close into a Fed pivot. And trust me on that, you don't want to do not have a position into the market once the Fed will pivot. You want to be inside if you are looking to build serious wealth. Like couple prices now are going to look to you very funny once the Fed will pivot, print lots of money, rate cuts, of course, print lots of money, and especially if US will begin buying, the FOMO will be at the top. You're going to see an insanity. You're going to see a bull run similar like COVID bull run, 2021. The risk assets, and I speak also for altcoins, are about to pump very parabolic. So this is where I see if Bitcoin gonna go into this drop, lots of people there gonna sell, panic out. They're gonna listen to the bears, they're gonna listen to TA gurus that rely only on TA and not in the fundamentals. And here are where I see a bloodbath from the retail investors. Okay, as I told you, don't believe into a black swan 50, 60K scenario. I'm going to prepare for that if it will happen, but I don't see that personally. I give it very low probabilities to happen because in reality, anything can happen. Okay, I'm not neglecting scenarios. I'm just giving personally, according to what I believe, low probabilities for a couple scenarios to play out. I'm not neglecting a scenario 100%. I'm just giving it very low probabilities. This is where I believe Bitcoin will play out. And literally, I hope to get as close to 70K as possible because I'm ready with cash in my hand to buy Kaspa and Tau. In this zone, Kaspa and Tau will have an incredible discount. These are the altcoins that I'm looking to buy in such a big discount. So I hope as low as possible for Bitcoin, but I don't know if it's going to get that low because I believe that this is going to be the last big crash that equals to the big last discount to buy. So I'm waiting for it. If it will happen, good. If it will not happen, no problem because I have packed my bags for projects like Kaspa and Tau in a very low prices. And also on Bitcoin, I was packing my bags on Bitcoin from the bear market from $15,000 up to $35,000 with DCA. I have bought almost all the prices there. So yeah, I'm looking now for an opportunity to buy. That's why I'm in cash accumulation the last 2 months, and yeah, and a little bit more to actually buy the opportunity if the market will give me before Fed pivots. And as I told you yesterday, I believe Fed is in a stealth mode to pivot. Okay, like they do this kind of steps before they're gonna pivot officially. And here I would like also to show you something that some people believe that it can play out. Okay, I give it also low probabilities scenario to play out. Some people believe because the 70-day offset of the global money liquidity to have a pump from here, a blast off 24th of March, like in 2 days from now. You see here, there are two scenarios, and the other scenario is 107-day offset. That shows here like a fake pump, drop back, like with a double bottom, and pump lately of April, like last days of April. I'm more close to the second scenario, as I told you, because I believe also it fits better with the FOMC meeting and the hype of the FOMC meeting for a potential rate cut, and also because from 1st of April, we're going to begin having the slowdown of the QT. So I believe last days of April to begin building some bullish territory. Okay, as I said, I'm not saying that we're about to have a moonshot. I say that we're going to begin building some bullish territory. Okay, some bullish uptrend line that is about to be continued even more June, July, and Q3, Q4. I believe we're going to have the insanity there. So we wait, we expect for the best for our bags. And personally, all I do is just hodl, and I'm waiting opportunities to add more before Fed pivots, before Fed will print insane, stupid amounts of paper. And this paper, the new liquid, will inflow inside of the markets. And of course, the crypto market. So in other news, you see Senator Cynthia Lummis says that the US government should sell its gold and buy Bitcoin. Like, this is going to be crazy if it will happen. Also, yesterday we had the SEC Crypto Roundtable that lawyer says we all agree that Bitcoin is not a security because it's sufficiently decentralized. And lately, guys, also for Caspa, we got that all the proof of work projects won't have any problem to be referenced as securities in the future. So proof of work, guys, is the only way to go for this space if you're looking for reliable projects and not pump dumps and yeah, all of that stuff. Like, proof of work is the way, are truly commodities. And in other news, President Trump's executive director says there's been countless ideas to buy Bitcoin. The best ideas will be enacted. Actually, you see that US government is trying to find ways to buy as much BTC as possible. And I believe, guys, once you're going to hear the US to begin buy BTC, officially adding to their balance more BTC, it's going to be insane. That's another catalyst. After the rate cuts and after the Fed pivot, like, this is another catalyst that will spike the prices a lot up and will create a massive competition globally for the other big countries as well to react on that. Okay, I believe more countries will be enabled at that position to do something with the Bitcoin as well. And you see here also Bitcoin is digital gold and should be treated as such, says Trump's executive director, Bo Hines. Okay, I hope I said it correctly, his name. Also, from yesterday, 21st of March, you see 105 million inflow from BlackRock, and we had some outflow from Grayscale. You see, like, BlackRock the last week was very, very active by adding huge amounts of BTC, mostly 3-digit. And literally, guys, BlackRock, I believe you're going to see it by yourself, that is about to have 1 million BTC in their balance. I believe this is what they focus on. It's going to take some time, but I believe they're going to be there on that 1 million mark in the upcoming years. So that's what I see, guys. I'm waiting for some crash, some leg down to buy my last bag, because afterwards I believe I'm gonna dive into a massive insanity. So how I see the situation is a dump and massive pump afterwards. That's what I'm watching now. That's what I believe. We're gonna see step by step. That's a speculation, not something to take it religiously. It can literally happen anything, but this is where I plan to move on, okay, and grab the opportunity. Anyway, and now for the people who are going to ask me, Chris, where do you store your cryptos? Guys, I store my cryptos in a Tazem wallet, and this is where I recommend you also to store it. Very easy, cold wallet. And not only that, you can store your Caspa, your Tau, your Bitcoin. It has literally everything if you have the same altcoins as me. So it fits for everything. And if you're going to go and use my CryptoChris code, you can have 10% off in discount in your order. And for the people who are going to ask me, Chris, from where do you buy cryptos? Guys, I buy from Wix at this point because it's with No-KYC. Very reliable so far. I have used it and I'm very satisfied. You know, I was buying from XT, but XT became very sketchy the last couple months, so I stopped using it. And now I buy from Wix, where if you're gonna go through my link, sign up, deposit, and all that stuff, you can have up to $30,000 bonus. And of course, immediately withdraw into your cold wallet. We don't trust any kind of exchange, no matter how reliable it is. So that's for today. See ya guys in my next video. Until my next video, Chris out. Bye.